What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the NCAP Cars channel, and today I will finally be taking a look at the Rally Racers Cruz, Ramirez, and Swervez 2-pack from the 2025 diecast mainline. I've been waiting to find this 2-pack for a very long time now. I've been really excited for both Cruz and Danny, so very happy to finally have these guys in my hands. These two look absolutely incredible. And yeah, just adding on to the Rally Racers collection. So pretty cool. These guys are really awesome. You can see you got the Race and Rescue logo up top, and you have the Cruz Ramirez artwork right there. Very good looking. And you got Danny Swervez's artwork, which I believe this is the first time it has really ever been used on official like Mattel packaging before. So that is pretty cool. New for 2025. Both of them right over there. You got the number 51 on the card back, as well as number 99. I will get into later why it is 99, or at least a pretty simple explanation that I feel like a lot of people seem to forget when talking about this guy. But very cool. Other 2-pack releases. Still have yet to find this one. But yeah. Anyways, I will be right back with this 2-pack all opened up. Alright guys, so here we have the Rally Racers Cruz Ramirez and Danny Swervez all opened up, and these two absolutely look phenomenal. I do have my fair share of, I guess, quality control complaints for Cruz here. I don't think there's really anything wrong with Danny quality control wise, but there's a little bit I have to gripe with on Cruz. But regardless of that, they're both absolutely incredible diecasts, and I can't wait to get into the review of them. So yeah, let's get started off with Cruz Ramirez here first. I'm going to save Danny for last because I truly believe he's the best of these two. One little thing you may have already noticed or may have questioned a bit is that I did off camera just kind of metallic silver sharpied their back rims, or whatever their silver rims would be, because, you know, Mattel doesn't really do silver rims all that often anymore for cars, so I did go out of my way and just do that just to kind of, you know, fix them up a bit, give them a nice good look. I did that to all of my Rally Racers except for Jackson so far, because I know he has little orange bolts on there, so I gotta find a replacement color for those before I fully do his. We can see Chick Hicks is here. I did his, and I also did McQueen's. So I did McQueen's before, or no, after I did his review, so you're not going to see that, or you don't see that in his. But anywho, Cruz Ramirez here is very cool. It's another racer variant of her. She's still quite nice. She's got a big old smiley expression right there. Nice, simplistic stuff. You have her headlights, pretty cool, and her eyes looking fairly simple, just big, bold eyes, eyebrows, everything. Eyelashes. She doesn't have the black border around her eyes. You know, they usually do that for her variants. At least recently they have. You know, they did it for her NASCAR one, I believe, and they did it for her GRC one. They just kind of skipped out on hers again. Anyways, the hood is all kind of like that dark blue. Pretty cool stuff, and it does feature the Radiator Springs Rally Race 200 logo. Pretty cool. This one, I guess you could say, is like desaturated, or maybe like darkened a bit, because the silver is not as white as it should be. I know on the other logos it's fairly white, fairly gray. This one, definitely because of the printing method, it has a bit more of a blue tint to it. But very cool. I do like that. And first little gripe is just kind of like the overspray you get, like especially around the blue. You can see there's just a little bit like the blue paint overspray onto there. So that's not maybe the greatest thing. Her wheels you can actually kind of forgive on hers, because she doesn't have that big of like an edge to where you see like the black of the wheel through it. It's still not perfect, but it's better than most. And then, yeah, you know, she's just, you know, an example of just other little mini quality control issues here and there. But regardless, it's still cool. Her side design, really nice. You got all the contingency sponsors right there. Piston Cup Combustor, Synergy, and Carbon Cyber all in kind of blue and orange. Or I guess it's just a blue because the, why did I say orange? But the blue and yellow. The yellow is just the body itself. You got the Race and Rescue logo. Again, grainy. That's just how it's going to be with this printing method of decals. It's still better than China's methods of applying decals, I'd say. But you have to sacrifice a bit of quality for that. You got the 51 in red and blue. Very, very cool looking. I do love that. You got the big old Dynaco text and the sauropod. Very, very cool. That's all in blue now as well. I do like that. Black little window bars, vents, dual colored wheels. As I said, you got the yellow rims in the front and then the silver rims in the back. I know a lot of people kind of dislike the cluster design on the side here. Honestly, I don't think it's all that half bad. You know, they had to find some place to put the contingency sponsors. I mean, they've been adding it for all of them, so it would have made sense to put those somewhere. But pretty cool. You got the Dynaco 51 text on the roof. Same exact design on the opposite side. You got the full Dynaco logo on the back in blue. Rally Race 200, 51 taillights, and her spoiler, which again just reads Rally Race 200. Very, very cool. I do love that a lot. She was made in Thailand by Mattel, 26th week of 2025. So Cruz is pretty cool, but I still definitely think Danny is a lot better because he just looks cooler in my opinion. Now, obviously, as everybody knows, Danny Swervez has not had a Thailand release yet at all. He hasn't been released in years, almost 10 at this point. So this is his first time ever being made from Thailand or in his regular paint job, I should say. And I know a lot of people are disappointed that we got this variant before that. But yeah. Regardless, he's still pretty cool. You got the little mouth expression there. It's pretty basic. It is almost quite the exact same as his NASCAR variant. There's still slight differences around, but still pretty cool. You got the headlights, vents, the grill, all good stuff. He's got that nice sparkly lavender indigo type paint job. Pretty cool looking stuff there. Loving that. You got the front and back rims, obviously dual colored. You got the orange ones for the back for octane gain for obvious reasons. And then you got silver in the front with the orange trim. Pretty cool stuff. The hood just features one big Radiator Springs Rally Race 200 logo. This one is definitely the crispiest and most saturated version of it in terms of color. You know, the blue's nice, the red's sharp, all that good stuff. You have OG right there for octane gain. His eyes are quite nice. It is the same eye expression as the NASCAR version of him, except on here the eyes are just moved up a little bit, like the eyelids and eyes. Let's do a quick little comparison there. You can see the eyes themselves are just moved up a tiny bit. Still the same format of the eyebrows, almost. Might be a bit changes in there, but fairly cool. The side, you got the octane gain kind of like side design. Of course, it's all orange with OG, octane gain, all in kind of mini yellow text. You got the OG in the back in white, little gas cap, the big old G right there for gain in this way, or in this sense, octane gain. You have his little piston cup contingency sponsors there, and you got the big old Rally Race logo once more. So that is real cool. Now, yes, he does have the vents on his window from the NASCAR release. You know, you don't usually see that on regular piston cup cars or cars of any race in the movies. So it is a little odd to see that on this guy. Bit more of the orange design by the windows here. And of course you got the spoiler there. Rally Race 200, blue on top of it, orange spoiler. That does look very, very nice. I do like that. a lot. Rally Race 200, 2 taillights, all that good stuff. You can see on the base here, made in Thailand by Mattel, the 26th week of 2025. Very simplistic, basic stuff there. And last little detail here, his racing number 99 on the roof. Now, I know a lot of people are wondering why it's 99. They're getting mad at the fact that they just cheaped out, air quotations, to just make it 99 rather than 19. Honestly, there's a pretty easy explanation of this, and it's like the easiest explanation you could have come with. The rally race also features Bobby Swift. Bobby may not have gotten a diecast, but he was a part of the race, and Bobby was number 19, obviously, in the book. And knowing McQueen, you could just assume that he would have very similar rules to a race where 2 racers cannot have the same number. So obviously, it's easiest just to give him the 99 if Bobby is already 19. Like, there really is no reason to have 2 19s. That's just kind of my headcanon. It's a very simple, easy, just idea to take for this instead of, getting mad at being 99. It's simple stuff. But, yeah, he is really cool. Comparison to the original Danny, they are both very similar. They are both more purple in person than on camera. Camera makes him look a lot more blue, I guess. But you can see, very cool. This one's just a bit more metallic, shiny. This one's glossier, but still has that cool, sparkly finish to it. But, yeah. Anyways, very long review, but that is going to do it for today's video on the Rally Race Cruz Ramirez and Danny Swervez. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.